What are the elderly like in our society? Powerless? Incompetent person? We are starting to wonder, why don't we listen enough to their stories before they are defined by these words? We, in Actors DGU, listen to the voices of the elderly who had not been noticed before.
Uneng is listening to the elderly who are receiving basic living benefits, and Maul is listening to the elderly who are living in Chokbang village. Their living space and their situation are different. However, all the actors members are hoping them to switch our society more brightly. We are going to bring their story to the world.
We felt this after acting with many elderly people. Their abilities can really shine brightly in society. For them to light up, we decided to be their switch. Now, we are going to light up for them. To create a society in which the elderly can demonstrate their own light. This is our mission.
Now, Korea is an era of super aging population. According to the 2019 National Statistical Office's social survey, 80 years old were generally less than 65 years old. Thus, it was confirmed that the longer the elderly live alone and the older they get, the smaller the social network.
Currently, the country is promoting public job projects for the participation of the elderly in social activities and economic activities. But here we, Uneng, was able to find the problem of public jobs. The absolute supply of public jobs has increased, and excessive budget expansion has led to an increase in unfaithful participants and an overload of performance agencies. This problem has expanded, leading to poor operations, inconsistencies in aptitude, and high labor intensity, and the number of people who gave up public jobs has increased from 50,000 in 2017 to 80,000 in 2019.
With such a large number of people abandoning their jobs, Uneng were able to find more marginalized people through officials at welfare centers for the elderly.
실제로는 저소득층 중에 공공일자리 참여하는 분들은 15%에서 20% 정도밖에 되진 않는 것 같아요. 그래서 이제 그 나머지 70% 이상의 어르신들은 일을 참여하고 싶어도 못하는 상황입니다.
As such, the core target of public jobs is 30 to 50% of the median income, so the elderly who receive basic living cannot participate in public jobs.
하고 싶어도 못하는.
예, 하고 싶으면 못해. 정부에서 노해. 그 하게 되면 이게 요 돈 나오는 것을 못 받아.
In addition, Uneng found another problem while acting with Seodaemun Senior Welfare Center. Are the sponsored clothes properly consumed in the welfare center?
The rest of the clothes will be stored in the welfare center for a certain period of time and thrown away when they are moved to the waste center. Sponsored clothing that was not used in Seodaemun Senior Welfare Center currently occupies 2 warehouses. 20% of the Earth's wastewater is generated by clothing, and fabric production alone produces 1.2 billion tons of greenhouse gases every year. In addition, waste clothing takes at least 500 years to decompose after landfill and releases carcinogens while burning, which is a big problem. Therefore, we will combine Uneng's vision of a society where the elderly can enjoy abundant social capital with the problem of waste clothing in the welfare center to reuse workforce of basic livelihood recipient elderly workers and the waste clothing in the welfare center.
Uneng is working on a project with Seodaemun Senior Welfare Center. So far, Uneng has done elder interview, forming rapport with the elderly and product making training with experts.
We can say that these four are Uning's future challenges. First, check up the marketability of upcycling products made by the elderly who receive basic living allowances. Second, produce upcycling products with other autonomous regions based on cooperation with 서대문. Third, check the marketability of the product through Uning's own website. Lastly, using the fact that all autonomous districts in Seoul have sponsorship clothing left, brand the entire Seoul metropolitan government through branding all autonomous districts with products, then utilize the characteristics of the autonomous district.
If Uning completes these tasks, it can have the following impacts. 6 multiplied by 25 boroughs, total 150 people, can experience regular social activities by producing products every week, and work with Uning to interact with young people and communicate between generations. Assuming that there are 40 kilograms of clothing left in all boroughs, we can make 14,175,000 liters of water, 550 trees, and 12,000 kilograms of CO2 environmental impact.
Uning wants to make an upcycling product using clothes that are hard to handle in the welfare center. We want to guarantee the social activities of the elderly through the product, and we want to protect the environment. The active participation of the elderly in society, elderly's lives with improved economic conditions, sustainable maintenance of these, Uning will accomplish this mission. We have another project to brighten the lives of elders.
In Jokbang villages, we're usually defined flop house villages. 70% of basic living recipients live in a space of about 3 square meters that is impossible to cook. According to the Korean Urban Research Survey, 91.5% of residents said they had experience in reducing food costs due to increased food spending. Recently, 52% of private support organizations have stopped providing free meals and lunch boxes following in the outbreak of COVID-19.
The rate of free meal for Jokbang residents is 24.7%, but the rate of homeless people is more than 70%. We can see Jokbang residents are relatively low to use free meal. Through in-depth interviews, we found that the cause of this was fear of the new environment and social stigma in the process of lining up. In fact, their usual meals were rice, kimchi, and ramen, and they were eating an average of 1 meal a day. As a result, the health of the resident is at a serious level.
Only 20% of residents in Donidong Jokbang village said they were in good health. In addition, the prevalence of chronic diseases is high at 43.3% of high blood pressure and 37.7% of diabetes. The rate of chronic disease is closely related to regular and healthy meals. According to the level of dietary therapy, 72.7% of people who practiced less diet therapy and 39.3% of those who practiced diet therapy correctly. Therefore, we want to improve nutrition by increasing access to healthy and regular meals.
We, Team Maul, was able to build rapport and conduct more in-depth interviews through the GEM project in Donidong Jokbang village and obtain the following insights. First, the disposal rate of supported lunch boxes is high because people's appetite and health are not taken into account. Second, the reason why they don't use village restaurants and free meals was because of the stigma effect, the close culture, and sense of defeat. Third, they feel hassle to prepare meals and had difficulty eating because they did not have cooking facilities.
We found that the convenience and satisfaction when grain powder was served in Jokbang villages were high, but there was a limit to continuous ingestion because food with little expiration date is always supported. Therefore, Maul offers the following solutions. Based on the data obtained by monitoring elders' health conditions, we'll provide nutritional powder, for a variety of flavors to enhance their health and nutrition.
Currently, we have confirmed their needs through actings, and my plans for the future are as follows. First, product development and effectiveness verification added nutrients to abandoned crops through agreements with nutrition specialized NGOs. Second, installation of product delivery devices by utilizing the characteristics of Jokbang villages that live together in one space. Third, additional distribution to residents of Jokbang villages in Seoul, other than Donidong, who will not be able to eat proper meals due to chronic disease prevalence and closed culture and defeat. Fourth, set profit structure and verify marketability sold at 1+1 to general consumers.
When these plans are completed, Mar can achieve the following expected effects. The Seoul government has spent more than 3.6 billion won since 2015 to reduce chronic disease such as Jokbang and homeless people. When Jokbang residents use Mar products, they can save social costs about 100 million won in Donidong Jokbang village and 600 million won in Seoul. The environmental impact of landed crops is 60,000 tons of GHG emissions in Donidong and 550,000 tons of GHG emissions in small rooms throughout the city.
Mar aims to improve the quality of life by eliminating the nutritional imbalance of the Jokbang residents in Seoul.
In the Korea society, we were often able to face the elderly, but we were not interested in their stories. However, we realized that the elderly had the ability to make society shine, and we tried to make them shine together.
From now on,
We'll be the switch of their lives to lead them to light up constantly in society.